And welcome to the Global Transportation Project Podcast, or what I like to call Air Cargo Chit Chats. I am Lois, flying in and representing Group 1 from TI05. In this podcast, we interview Mr. Dang Jiao Ti, the Head of Products from Cargo Community Network, a company that provides air freight services, and something else that you have to listen up for in our podcast. The team met him at 77 Science Park Drive on 20th June 2022 at 10 a.m. We asked them questions about the company, about air transport, and a little bit about how the current world's events are affecting the industry, to know more about this industry and what's in store for it. Curious to know more? Stick around to listen in and learn more. Ladies and gentlemen, our flight is ready for departure.
So, hi, my name is Brian, and this is Jenny. We are from class TI05 International Trade Business Students. We are here with Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan,
Okay.
who is the head of product in Cargo Community Network. And so today we'll be interviewing you, asking you a bunch of questions, and just want to see what you think. So can you just tell us more about what you do in CCN and what are your responsibilities in the company?
Okay, so I am the head of product in CCN. So I lead a team of product personnel, and we take care of the product portfolio for the company. That includes all the apps and services that we provide for users. And this team, what we do on a day-to-day basis, right? We actually work with customers to identify and conceptualize solutions, and we identify the products that we want to build and offer as a company to our users, and we also take care of the entire delivery of this product, including the gathering of the requirements, working with the users, testing out the concept, delivering it as in making sure there's development done, whether in-house or outsourced, and then getting it out to the market.
So CCN has been the top provider for cargo services in the air freight sector. So in your opinion, what makes CCN stands out from other cargo service providers?
Okay. So yeah, CCN, we provide services. I mean, we do not do the actual air freight. We don't handle the shipments. We provide services to people like freight forwarders, airlines that do the actual shipment. So we give our services, provide them with the tools to manage all the shipment. If you compare with our direct competitors, right? I think what we do different is that we do build out communities in all the markets that we operate in. We started off as a central party for messages actually, but as we expand into each of the market, we actually build up the community of users, and we also work with the community level with the individuals to actually build local functions. So besides all those normal booking portals, cutting waybill solutions, kind of services that apply globally, we also work with individuals to see any other local requirements, like the trade compliance at the local level. Like in Singapore, we have TradeNet, and in certain markets, we also cater for some specific functions like generating electronic delivery orders, things like that. So very localized, because each country has their own specific requirements of doing certain processes. Yeah. So that's where I think one unique point of us is we actually have our network of distributors and offices in all the markets that we actually build local functions. On top of that, we also do things quite differently, is that we are encouraging our users to collaborate. Yeah. So we don't view each market of users as just silos, and because they transact, air freight actually ships from one point to another. So we always encourage our users to cross-collaborate information across retail markets. I could be a freight forwarder in Singapore, but I have shipments going everywhere, and each of the countries are unique partners. So the way that we can actually enhance enhance and streamline the processes for each of the users and enable them to cross-collaborate with each other. So the data that we use, and the platform we actually building up such that we can collaborate easily.
Why do you think it's important for such stakeholders, like all the stakeholders, to collaborate and form community with each other as like CCN encourages? Why is it important?
Yeah, because we know that as our users transact, right, a lot of data that is sitting on the platform. So very common now, the way they collaborate is, let's say I have a shipment going from Singapore to let's say London. Yeah. What I do as a freight forwarder is I handle all my shipments, I log into the cargo terminal. That's it. The only thing is that if I have any information on this, I will just send via email across to my London. I may have a counterpart freight forwarder that will handle the shipment from them on. It's sort of my partner. And when I send via email, usually it's in the form of maybe just a PDF. So what that London partner need to do is they take the PDF and they have to go and key in everything across at their end. So what is simply for us, if we enable them to just share the data across, and from the other side to just system to system, able to pick it up and then just replace it. So you save a lot of rekeying. So all these are from the productivity kind of where you have digitalization, you can have solutions to streamline all your people. We are also encouraging you, why don't you streamline across inter-organization? Yeah. And this kind of sharing is just for productivity gain. I think digitalization, besides productivity gain, we will also encourage them to use digitalization to scale up your business. So we also.
So I see that the website offers web-based community solutions. Do you care to elaborate more about these solutions?
Okay, yeah. So if you look at a typical shipment flow for air freight, right, it starts with the shipper. They have something to ship. They go to freight forwarders. The freight forwarders will make a booking, and then they will make a booking on the carrier. Sometimes they do consolidate as well from different shippers. Carrier will put the booking in the system. They have flights going in and out all the places, right? So they will need, on the origin side, they will need a ground handler to handle. So the forwarder lodge in the cargo, the ground handler act on behalf of the airline and do and go onto the aircraft. And the fly to the destination site, the reverse happens. Go through a ground handler to another freight forwarder and then final delivery to the consignment. Yeah. So our services touch on the entire flow, our suite of services. So it caters for booking of the carrier from freight forwarder to booking of the shipment from freight forwarder to carrier, all the handling of the shipment. In fact, getting rates, quotation from carrier to freight forwarder, we also have that solution. Then we have a pre-departure declaration kind of solutions. Then the handling solutions, tracking of the status at each point, and then invoicing, reconciliation. Basically, it touches the entire flow for the shipment. Yeah. And also providing control tower kind of dashboard for airline users and for freight forwarder airline users to actually monitor all the shipments as they go through the entire flow. And then highlighting exceptions if there are flows to the shipments.
So it's like an all-in-one, then the customer no need to find additional party.
We try, yeah, that's our objective. So, in fact, we are also promoting our platform to have all these services that will just cater so comprehensively to our users. Then this is the place that they go. Of course, our services, we still build it as different services and different apps. And they just launch it from our platform. And there's collaboration between the services. So although we have one booking solution, we have one waybill solution, but they share it via the platform. And that's where our aim is to provide that kind of comprehensive services on the platform.
There are many kinds of unique loading devices. So, what are some of the most commonly used ULD are there to carry the cargo?
Okay. I think the most common one would be those that fits most aircraft. You know, ULD has certain shapes. It's built to fit into the contours of the aircraft. You know, fuselage is sort of rounded, curved. So ULD they are purpose made to fit on aircraft. So I think there are certain ULDs that fit most aircraft. I think the most common would be the LD3. You know, LD3. I don't know whether when you go for flight, you look at the tarmac. Usually there are a lot of containers waiting there to be loaded. Those with the AKE kind of code. Those are LD3. I think it's most common because it fits most aircraft. Then there are many others depending on the shape and which aircraft is built on. But basically all your these are the same. It's just different shape. Yeah. Different forms and factors basically. Yeah, but there are on the topic of ULD, I think there are also some specialized ULD. You know, they have temperature control. Cool chain, for pharmaceutical products, they actually have a specialized container. They can even monitor the temperature throughout the carriage. They can actually upload the reports.
Like the shape for those temperature control containers are the same as the...
Yeah, the form factors would be the same. Yeah. Because they still need to fit into the aircraft fuselage. Right. Except that they are designed to insulate the products that is being carried or regulate it at a certain temperature.
Okay. So recently this year, at the end of February, there's this Russian-Ukraine war, which has impacted many industries globally. Does it affect CCN and its operations?
Actually, for us, no direct impact. Of course, the impact would be to our business. You know, we provide services for our air freight stakeholders, and our revenue is very much tied up with the volume of shipment. You know, our business is very tied up to that. Definitely, there's disruption to air freight shipments. You know, we talk about the war in Ukraine. You know, the sanctions. You know, the shipment flow. There will be some impact definitely. And then I think at this juncture, not only the Ukraine war. You know, everything happens now. The lockdown in China. Then you read a lot about the supply chain disruptions, port congestion. And then as recently last week, there's in Korea, there's truck drivers protesting. All this disrupt supply chain. You know, you have a lot of congestion. And the lockdown in China especially, you have a lot of manufacturers who saw this disrupted as well. So all this has impact on shipment flow, which indirectly also impact our business.
E-commerce has been growing rapidly. How has it benefited the company, and are there any challenges?
Okay. Well, e-commerce is a big opportunity for every. You know, e-commerce a lot are also small parcels, right? Yeah, and it fits well because e-commerce when you buy something you want it fast. So it very fits well to every. I think the main beneficiary had been the integrators. You know, integrators are the FedEx, the DHL, UPS. They handle small parcels and their solution is really enhanced visibility even down to the individual parcel. But the general cargo, right, where actually our traditional freight forwarder and carrier, they are also increasingly carrying e-commerce as general cargo. What we call general cargo. They consolidate into one big ULD container and then they book on the airline to fly, and at the destination they deconsolidate, break it up. So, I think one of the challenges that freight forwarders may have is to have visibility down to the individual parcel, which is one opportunity that we are trying to leverage on to offer services, shipment visibility services down to parcel for our users. This is one big opportunity for them. The other part would be, freight forward. They also want to reach out to e-commerce merchants. Traditionally, their customer base could be big manufacturers, shippers, direct from factory factory manufactured goods. But increasingly, if they can actually tap on the e-commerce market, if they can get the reach to the e-commerce merchants. You have a shop front or shop space that actually sell product, then you want to ship to your customers globally. If the freight forwarders can reach out to these customers, then they can tap on the e-commerce opportunity. We are also building marketplace for such purpose. For freight forwarders to lease their space so that we can reach out to the shippers, all those the e-commerce shippers, for them to link up and carry the shipment through freight forwarders.
With like more demand for air freight, do you think it will create more competition for the company? And will it be bad for the company?
Well, yeah. In fact, actually now we're embracing competition. Okay, I think on the topic of competition, yeah, CCN, we have been providing and building our own apps and services. Yeah, and we recognize that hey, this is where we are slim as a company, and we will not be able to think of all ideas. That's one part. Even if we can think of many ideas, we are not able to deliver them. The resources are always very tight. But recognize that hey, we have a big community of users globally, and we have very big, rich data set because of all the transactions going on. So actually, we are embracing competition. We're actually trying to get service providers, whether individual service provider or startup or companies or existing service provider, to tap on the platform, to come and offer it to the platform. Okay, if you put an energy inside an app store, okay, it's just not simply a place where they list their apps, but they can tap on the data for them to provide value-added services to the community. So this is another form of collaboration that we are thinking of. The data is there. Service provider can come in, tap on it, and in turn they can also contribute data, and then they can actually collaborate across service provider.
I guess the competition will make them more inclined to give data to attract.
Because the data is all still ultimately owned by the user. So if the user is subscribed to your app, and then give you an example. Let's say we're talking about cross-border collaboration. I ship something from Singapore as a user. I need to subscribe to a service to declare TradeNet permit, to get a permit, export permit. And then when I go to the TradeNet, which happens to be one of our services, right, to declare, I need to key in a lot of things related to the shipment. Who is the shipper? What is the weight? What is the HS code? Type of goods? Things like that. All this information are key. Actually, when it goes to the TradeNet, the permit information is all in the platform. So if I am able to share out to you, and you use another service to do an import permit on the destination side, you don't need to key in everything again. You will see that all the information is already there. It could be another service, but this is like cross-service kind of collaboration. But of course, the data is owned by me. I allow the sharing, then you can consume it. So the kind of collaboration that we are encouraging across services as well.
With Industry 4.0, where more adaptations are being made to the rapid technology changes, number one, how do you think jobs will change for the transportation industry? And number two, what do you think will be the relevant skill sets in the Industry 4.0?
Oh, okay. 4.0, well, we're actually looking into many technology related to that. I think IoT, just now we talk about piece level tracking, right? So, cargo is if you put that, if you need to make it smart. Yeah. If you put in sensors, RFID, all this, then you can track down to the individual cargo. So right now, as you know, the cargo is always tracked as one big shipment, one container. But we need each of the individual boxes. It's not tagged until that at that level that you can get visibility down to the piece level. So this is something that we're looking at. We're also looking at big data analytics as well. So it's not really just talk about visibility coming back showing on a control tower, but if we can analyze shipment patterns, shipment flow, feed in external information like all the port congestion and port congestion, things like that. Then we can do some kind of predictive kind of analytics for the user to see whether the disruption will happen. And with the disruption, what is the alternative options there? These are all the AI kind of machine learning kind of technology that we're looking into as well. Mobile technology, we try to push things down to the users now, to the shippers. So not waiting for, let's say, shipper to come in and query for visibility.
Yeah.
So we are actually researching into enabling shipment information to push down whoever is vested. Let's say I know that this shipment belongs to you as a shipper. Even without you telling me that you are the shipper, I will proactively push status to you. That kind of experience they were trying to deliver to our user. So these are some of the items that we are looking at. And I think with 4.0, I think the profile of a customer, we are also noticing that the profile also, expectation also change. Our users tend to be more savvy now.
Yeah.
They internet savvy, then the behavior is that they want instant gratification. When you book something, you don't want to wait for like one day for the airline to come. So you need the kind of interactive kind of flow. Typically, last time how air freight booking is usually it's a freight forwarder on a seasonal basis. They get a rate from the carrier. They say that if you have a shipment from Singapore to London, per kg I will charge you this rate. And then throughout the season actually runs for like half a year. I will make a booking, and then I know that after that the airline will charge me depending on the weight, and then they will apply the rate, and then I will pay the airline. So it's that kind of typical booking process. And even if I make a booking, right, the airline may not immediately come in and confirm. The airline also want to wait and see whether there's any other booking that's coming to be able to confirm. But now instant gratification, the way booking may be changed. I may ask for a rate directly from airline quote me a rate. I have a quote from different airlines. I choose the one that I want. Just like you buying your ticket now. Yeah. And all this necessitate the system to be able to talk to each other to instantly quote. So these are. And we also notice our users also. They are also they want to be empowered to choose the service that they use. I come and work in a company, I have this booking, there's a company say, okay, use this to make booking. But when we find a better tool outside, which they think that they are actually empowered to adopt certain tools on their own. So that's why the way we approach marketing our services is also very much like marketing to consumers. We will reach out directly to the users instead of to the company to sell a solution. So I say, if I sell this, let's say for example, I sell this booking system. Let's say this is a booking system. Okay, instead of going to a company and say, hey, use this, and then I talk to one of the rep, right? The rep will say, okay, I'll introduce to all my users. Actually, we will push all this information direct to the users themselves. And how we reach out to them, we're actually making use of social media marketing kind of methods to actually reach out to these users. So all this will change. Time to market is also very important. That's why the skill set that we look for people now, right, is we want people who can move fast, who will be able to think of ideas, tap on opportunities. Long are the days where we say we identify a requirement and then we go develop a system and then after that go and sell to the customer. We are doing quick prototyping now. We build a solution quickly, we test the market. We call what we call POC. We will test it with the live users. And if it catches on in that traction, then we could build it as build up the entire system. Yeah. So we like people who come in who will move fast and be able to work in this kind of environment. And even non-technical people, right? We are actually looking at non-technical people who must also know some basics about coding, creating prototypes, creating quick solutions. This will be very the kind of profile of people that we are looking for, so the skill set. So yeah, we don't see you as just a marketing guy or a sales guy. techie guy. We see you as someone that can come in and do a range of roles. Yeah, that kind. That would be very. If you have all these skill sets, right? You may not be in depth, in the technical skill set, but good enough to build out something quickly. Maybe not the actual codes, but low code, make use of tools to be able to build things up quickly. That would work well.
So with all this technology, what are some of the shortfalls the company faces? Or like, are there any potential shortfalls you like foresee in the future?
I think we see our limitation to be the ideas and how fast we can come up with all the solutions. So now we are on this, we're operating this concept as if we can't do everything ourselves. That is why we're opening up the platform. We call ourselves open data platform now. And we are actively looking for partners to come in. Partners as a service provider. We are also expanding our community size. We already have a sizable community. We already have a sizable rich data set. So we are looking for service providers to come in and offer more services for our users. We are not just relying on our own internal resources to do that. At the same time, we are also reaching out to and building up the community size. If you talk about our current size, we have 16,000 over users. It's still just a small percentage of the global market size.
Hi again. Glad that you stuck around. We hope that this podcast has given you a little more insight to the company, the services and solutions they provide, and the air transport industry as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, we have landed at the end of Air Cargo Chit Chats. We hope you enjoyed your flight with us and wish you a pleasant day ahead.